Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. We're back and we're
better than ever.
Wait, I have to.
Yeah, it's very important business.
That is very important.
You're not
business.
even gonna cheers. What are you doing? Have you forgotten?
3 times to the left, 3 times to the right, baby. Cheers.
For protecting your energy when you drink.
Very, very flavorful. Wow. Cheers.
I really like that. Cheers.
Damn, these glasses are kind of fire. Thanks, Reed.
Thanks, Reed.
Thanks, Reed.
Wait, so I deleted all my messages.
Can we review the wine or not?
No.
Nah. Later.
Do you guys like it?
I do.
Really do. I really like it.
Oh,
yeah,
sweet.
Good.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it.
Wow, good job.
Thanks. Okay. I had over 1,500 messages notifications.
That's wild, bro.
I had over 1,500 message notifications in my phone, and I was like, damn, I gotta get rid of this shit. I started like looking into like ADHD and like how my brain works, and I noticed that because it's so overwhelming, I don't fucking respond to anyone. Like,
Yeah.
I just see a number and I'm like, oh, that's insane.
Don't want to deal with that.
I'll get text messages over and over and over, and it doesn't matter if it's important, not important. It's just like, damn, that's crazy, you
You
know?
want to know something crazy too? We all got it. ADHD.
Yeah.
It's honestly so fucking true though, with that being overwhelming. It's like you have one task, and if your room is dirty, you can't fucking do that task until you clean your room, where it feels like doing that task is so much larger than it actually is because your room isn't cleaned yet.
I feel like your room being dirty is just a byproduct of like
Your mind being messy.
Yeah. Something that I found out also is that, like, obviously our brains don't work just like regular, whatever regular is, but you know how people kind of tell you like, oh, why don't you get a calendar, why don't you get a this or do a that, and like that's never fucking worked for me. And like people are always like, oh, break down your big tasks into a bunch of small tasks, and like, you know, like it could work, you know. But what this guy was talking about, he was saying that instead of breaking it down into like 50 different small tasks, which is also really fucking overwhelming, you're like, oh my god, almost fucking crippling, just break down the first 3 tasks that you gotta do. Just break down the first little 3 tasks that you have to do, not big ones, you know, because we all know that like clean your car means you have to vacuum and wipe and then you know, it's all broken down. Like, just do the small 3 little tasks like at first that you know you need to do, and then keep it pushing, you know what I'm saying? Like, see how you feel after that.
Who said that?
It was this dude. He was talking about ADHD and like how our brains work.
Yeah.
He's like, your brain doesn't work like everybody else's, and it's also like the stuff that I'm telling you is not always gonna work.
Right.
You know, everybody's like works differently. So like try things, you know, switch it up here and there, you know, see what works for you, but understand that like you don't operate the same.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I asked who it was because when we all used to live together, I don't know if you guys remember, I used to have like my mornings,
Your little Jay Shetty
little Jay
sessions.
Shetty sessions, and one of his podcasts was actually talking about like ways to be productive and how to improve your productivity during the day. He was saying the same thing that your guy was saying. He was like, everyone's different. Obviously, we're different people. We think different thoughts. We, you know, function differently. For me, what does work is getting a journal and like writing down all my tasks and like targeting the big ones first, the ones that are more important. And then like he said, you could do some optional ones to write them down. That way, even if you don't get to those, you still feel like you accomplished what you did have to do. And then the optional ones you can still do tomorrow.
So that's what he explained doesn't work for people with ADHD.
Oh, then maybe I don't have it. I could have sworn I had it.
He was saying that like writing down all your shit that you have to do almost like hinders you in a way, because like you're looking at this fucking like daunting thing.
Well, I don't always finish the list, so.
Right, exactly, which also like it drives me fucking crazy if I write a bunch of shit down and then I don't do it. It drives me nuts, and it ends up like what ends up happening is I do nothing.
Yeah.
You know,
And like those scenarios and stuff, and with ADHD that I found with myself and other people, is object permanence and the concept of time.
Can you define the first term?
Yeah, so it's like if you're not seeing something, you're not thinking of it.
True.
100%.
If it's not in front of you, you are not thinking about it, you're not remembering to do it. It literally doesn't fucking exist.
That has gotten me in trouble so many times.
Yeah, so it's like if you have a journal, it's really good to have all your stuff.
Yeah.
But then it's also where the concept of time, it gets overwhelming for me. If I make a to-do list of 10 tasks And big, small, no matter what, just there being like just like a ton of shit on a fucking paper.
10 bullet
I'm
points.
looking at it and I literally cannot conceptualize how long all of those things take, how I'm able to do that, where I should start first. I can't. So the two things that have helped me is getting a widget on my phone, because I go on my phone fucking right when I wake up. So it's like you get the widget and it has your to-do list. I do it the night before, because what happens to me is I'll look at it if I'm writing it the day of, get overwhelmed, not fucking do it. So I have to do it the night before. And it's just like on your screen like this, and then you can just look at it. So it gives you that little reminder. And also, like, even with my room, I'm like, oh, my friends are coming over an hour. I can't put my laundry away because I don't have time. I have to shower, yada yada. Yeah. And I've been literally just being like, fucking do it right now. Yeah. Do it right now. If you put a timer on, it probably took 5 minutes. In my head, that's like a 45-minute task.
Right.
Because it's like that energy level. So it's like,
we almost like overestimate like how long things really fucking take you.
Yeah, 100%.
That's why setting timers is good, because it helps you build your concept of time with stuff like that. Like, I know I can do my makeup now in 10 minutes. Like, I know if I have 10 minutes, if it's like, oh, I can't get ready in time, I can't go. No, if I got 10 minutes, I can fucking go now. So it's like, but before I'd be like, no, like I have to blah, 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 you know. But
and you broke that down into like how long it takes you. That's pretty funny.
No, seriously, like I'm like, I know what I can do in my room in 20 minutes.
That happened with me today.
Dude, when I was in like middle school going into high school time, I feel like I was like a straight A student. What really fucking made me a straight A student was my rule was, as soon as I got home, I did my homework.
Really?
At the second I stepped into the house, I did my homework. And that's what fucking put me ahead. And, like, you'll be surprised how clear your mind is after you just, like, this past week, I did the boys' room episode the next morning after we filmed. Yeah. I put it in the timeline, and then in the morning, I was like, finished it. Yeah. And then for the rest of the week, I was like, oh, I'm chilling, you know? And I really think that's a huge solution for, like, what you're talking about, which is like, oh my God, I only have an hour to clean up my room before my friends come over. But in reality, it's like, could have done that like a week ago, or could have had a better system happen like before, so that wasn't the fork in the road. Yeah. I
find it so fascinating how everyone really does function so differently. Because for you, what you just said, like, you were a really good student, straight A student, because you did your work. Doing it right after school is what motivated you and like what made you be a straight A student. For me, I literally could not. Once I was done with school, I would literally go home. If I didn't have practice, I would go home, nap, and then do whatever the fuck I had to do. Because there was no way I was not doing my homework. I would always do my homework. I would always do my projects. But procrastinating and having time pressure would push me and, like, 100%. For some reason, like, allow me to like zen myself. I would wake up, I would go to bed early, wake up at like 3:30 in the morning, 4 a.m.
and you function great under pressure.
And I functioned so well. And throughout high school I was all like that. And it's crazy because a lot of my friends would be like, no, I'll stay up, I'll like drink coffee and I'll go to bed at 3. And I'm like, bitch, that's when I'm waking up to do my homework. Like, I can't. So like, I work great under pressure too. But the difference is more so like the stress levels that you're under. So like, I never studied for a test. Ever. Like there might have been like 1 or 2 tests that I studied for, because like I maybe like missed a few days or something. But in my school career, because I did my homework like right after, the fucking subject stuck in my brain and made me long term do so much less work to try and like catch up. You know what I'm saying? When you're under pressure, instead of putting the pressure on yourself, which honestly like sometimes is kind of fun to do, but instead of putting the pressure on yourself and living your life under a lot of stress, that's what happens. I feel like all the time you don't realize, but all these decisions that you're making last minute, you forget something, you this and that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to make a decision. Do I clean my room or do I shower? Like, instead of having those things, when you do it first, like before it becomes a problem, that just alleviates like 90% of your stress in your life.
So
you know what I'm saying?
Fucking true. I get so stressed out in those moments because I used to be that type of person where I would fucking leave everything to the last minute or push it off or find some type of reason. I would sit there and sell myself on why it was like the right decision, you know, simply just because I didn't think I had enough time, like it was going to be hard, whatever it was. I just, whatever reason I didn't want to do it, and I didn't. When I would push it off, subconsciously, and consciously, that whole entire fucking week or whenever I push it off, it's just hanging over my head, and I'm constantly like, is someone gonna say something? Like if it's in work, like my boss, or if it's like anything.
You know what you were talking about, how like you were like selling yourself? One thing that really fucking teaches you about your brain and how it works: cold fucking showers.
Dude, really?
When I committed to doing 30 days of cold showers, no heat, none, just the fucking cold, I learned so much. What were you thinking?
Because I've been taking at the end of
She's like, at the end I turn the heat off.
No,
right?
yeah. I do like 2 minutes at the end of my shower, ice cold water. I've been doing that for like 4 years.
That's great.
It's fucking awesome.
It's really good for you.
It's so good for your metabolism.
But you just did.
I did no heat, just cold water, and then I committed to it, right? Which means I made a promise to myself, right? And so because I made that promise to myself, I said I'm gonna do this for 30 days nonstop. And then the excuses started to come in as soon as I'm ready to hop in the shower, right? That's how you learn so much about yourself. You're like, dude, what do you tell yourself as an excuse to not do the thing that you committed yourself to, right? And so for these 30 fucking days, I learned so much about how my brain just like stops myself from doing the thing that I know I need to do, you know? And a lot of the times I'd be like, oh, maybe I just don't need a shower today, or maybe you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so fucking dumb, but it's like, but I almost was like in fear of like doing the thing that I committed myself to, right? Which is like the things that we commit ourselves to, like it takes some work, you know? Like we all face these like challenges in our lives, and like the way that you commit to something and then give yourself an excuse, that's exactly how your brain works. And so when I did the 30 days cold showers, that was like the biggest fucking eye-opener for me. Do it.
I honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna do the cold shower thing, but some type of commitment like that is very good. I've never done anything like that where it's just been like one simple thing, a shower. Like you gotta do that every day anyways, you know? It's hard when it's like, go to the fucking gym, like, you know?
No, but it's the same.
It's the same thing, because I was just going to say, I was supposed to go to the gym in the morning today with my girlfriend, and I was like, no, I'm tired. I'm like so sore. When in reality, could I have gone to the gym? Yes, 100%. Yeah. And then I was like, I felt like shit, because I was like, I should have gone to the gym. So then I texted Yoel, and I was like, yo, do you want to go to the gym right before we film? And he was like, yeah. And then I was like getting my nails done, and I was like, oh, I'm only going to have like an hour, and then I'm not going to have enough time to get ready. But in reality, I could have done it. So I made another excuse. Right. And it's like, why am I like, do you want to go to the gym or not, girl? Like, what's going on?
And the commitment is yourself, right? You're committing to yourself a better you, right?
Because it's like, once I'm there, I know I'm going to work out. That's like, what, am I just going to stand there? No. I know that I'm good at what I do and what I know at the gym. So it's like, why can't I just go? It's like my brain against my brain.
Yeah.
Right. And then it's also because like no one's going to fucking punish you.
Yeah.
Except yourself.
Yeah.
And you can be hard on yourself, sure. In the moments where you're making the excuse and not going through with it, you're giving yourself in a nice way like grace. So it's like, yeah, you could label it like, oh, I'm feeling this way, whatever, but like,
I think the biggest takeaway that I got from this is like, look at yourself in the mirror. That's you. As much as you tell yourself this and that, and like, oh, I'm this person, I'm that person, it's like, the reason why your life is the way that it is because of you. The reason you look the way that you look is because of you. The reason you act the way that you act is because of you. If you fulfill your commitments to yourself, you would be at that place that you want to be at, right? 100%. And so when we face these challenges, it's like, dude, it's really not that difficult. I mean, there is like the jumping into the cold, you know, with every commitment that you have. But once you're in, you're in. And then you get used to the like you get used to the grind, you get used to the cold, you get used to these like commitments. Like, I'm speaking about the cold showers, but this is with any commitment. Yeah. Like a weekend, like I wasn't really that phased that much that I was in the beginning. I got migraines in the shower. Like when I first jumped in, I got migraines, and I was like, yo, this is horrible, right? And it was daunting as fuck. but then over time I got used to it and I got better at it. And like it's the same thing with any fucking commitment. It's just like do it, and then you get better at it over time, and then it becomes easier to do that task.
No, that's so true. I used to have no problem going to the gym. I used to wake up at 4:30 a.m.
We used to go all the time.
Yeah, like literally we used to wake up early as fuck, go to the gym. Like it was kind of like a requirement for me at one point.
Would say, oh, let's go at 5 a.m. For what?
Because for me, like once I get it done, it's done and that's it. Yeah, and it's
so
like
now
now
go to the gym and then go back to sleep right after.
No,
it's like,
but it's like you got it done. You went.
Why
and
not
you
just get to sleep in and then go?
I don't know why my brain worked like that, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like at one point of my life when I attempted to do the 75 hard, like I had no problem doing 2 workouts a day and like doing so much, and now I'm like, it's like fucking task, and I'm like, why am I being lazy? Because that's what it is. It really is just being lazy.
Commit to yourself, and whenever one of these excuses comes up, just fucking dead the excuse and then count to 3 and just jump. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all that you have to do. I know that you guys are probably like, I'm never gonna do cold showers.
I'm gonna
like,
try it.
I do cold showers, just not like that.
I don't think that you should do it unless you commit yourself, because that's the only way you'll like learn how your brain works. Is like if you commit 30 days, that's when you'll start to see like, I have to do this. I highly suggest you do it. I mean, if not, it's totally cool, whatever.
I'll let you know if I do. We as humans are so adaptable, and change and growth and all that shit, like committing to something like that that's so foreign is so uncomfortable, but like we create our reality, and like getting to that point isn't easy, and if it was, everyone would be there.
So. If you guys do the cold showers, I'll do it with you.
I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna film it for my YouTube channel. Not me in the shower, obviously. But
I was like, damn.
Of like doing a 30-day challenge. Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
I think it could be like informational,
definitely.
motivational.
Definitely, I think that'd be sick.
And then I'll get back to you guys.
Yeah.
Based off like her experience, I might do it. I don't know. I honestly, like, I'm not gonna fucking do it. I love y'all. Enjoy your showers, but
commit yourself to something else.
I will 100% do that, and we can start on the same day.
Yeah, definitely.
She's like, the shower is like my safe space.
It is. I love like I fucking hate showering, but when I am in the shower, like I like to close my eyes, just like I don't want cold water. I'm sorry.
I'll do a different commitment, because I already did the cold showers, but I'll do a different commitment.
Do you like read?
Huh?
Not. Whoa.
Like you didn't say anything and he didn't say anything, but like
read a book.
Like, read. Yeah, I'll read a book.
Read a book for like
that.
10 pages a day. That's a commitment. It's like simple tasks that like seem to be impossible when you're about to do them, but it's like after you do them, you're like, I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I know what the first agreement is. Going into the second agreement. 4 Agreements book. Great book. Recommend.
Oh yeah, bitch.
Yeah. Penis.
Kanye West. What the fuck is good, bro?
Oh my God.
Before we get into that, I just want to say one thing. I didn't know who Julia Fox was until Kanye. I'm really happy that they came around, because I fucking love Julia Fox now.
I do
her
love
TikTok
her.
is phenomenal. She's so smart. But anyways, fuck Kanye West.
Fuck him.
Damn, I feel like I have to okay, so I love Kanye. I feel like I'm like obligated to speak on it because he mentioned my peoples, and it's like
not cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, okay, there's a really weird argument that I've been seeing where it's like, as soon you want to know who controls you, talk bad about a certain people, and if you get silenced, that's who controls you. Right? And so he said Jewish people. I mean, mind you, what he said was really fucked up. And
what did he even say? I don't even really know.
But he was basically speaking on how he's like, I'm about to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. Like, you guys like blackball anybody who opposes you and like all this shit. And he's saying that like, but he said Jewish people, and it's like, you can't say that about a fucking like. You can say these specific Jewish people, but you said like a whole fucking group there, you know what I'm saying? And then there were people doing the fucking Nazi fucking thing on the highway, and then it just like spurred a whole big fucking thing. And then he went on to say, I can say anti-Semitic remarks and Adidas won't drop me. Yeah, that's what he said after, which like doubled down on the fucking like, damn, bro, like
you already fucked up. 2 wrongs do not make a right.
Get your fucking get off your horse. He really is so convinced that he is unstoppable.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is that, like, I don't like cancel culture. I really don't. I think it's really toxic. I think it drives people fucking crazy, as they should. If I was a creator, I'd be terrified.
You're saying if you're a creator, you are.
I mean, like, as in just me. Me.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't do that. Because, like, you guys are coming down with me, you know? But, like, accountability culture. And what he did was fucked up. Anyone that has a brand like that attached to their name and they say something like that, like, if the brand is then associated, then, like, that's what they believe too, because he is representing their brand. Like,
yeah, he got dropped by Adidas, Balenciaga, this, that, whatever, like a bunch of companies. His net worth, I think, dropped. One source said 400 million, another source said $1 billion. Like, oof. His net worth, like, took a huge fucking hit. And because I love Kanye, I know that he always speaks about things in a very, like, radical way, and then, like, tries to explain himself. And I feel like because he's at the position where he's at, which is, like, he's in rooms that we're not in. He is in meetings with people that we don't know, and, like, he's in a certain space in his own world, right? And so probably what he's saying has a lot of validity, but the way that it came off was fucking horrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure that he always deals with Jewish managers and not letting him speak and, like, not letting him have, like, you know what I'm saying? But then again, don't say Jewish people. Say these fucking people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. So I kind of see what your point is.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know. We only know what we want to know, or
exactly.
what is put out there for us. Yeah.
We only know what they fucking tell us.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, but either way, his action was not right. I see that point, and I see how it could
I agree.
be. Yeah.
I agree. It's not right. And the other thing that he wanted to say, though, was also that, okay, so something also fucked up. I'm, like, defending Kanye a little bit, but also, like, not. Like, you should not have fucking said that. So Adidas has been using his designs and all of his shit without giving him a cut, and, like, basically profiting off of him without him being involved, right? And so Kanye was speaking up about that, and then he was speaking up about this, and then he was speaking up, and so it started, like, snowballing into this huge fucking thing. And basically his whole fucking point is that, like, stop abusing me, you know? His whole fucking point is, like, I'm not fucking crazy, stop using my shit, you know, like, give me the money that I deserve.
There's a video that got leaked of him talking to the people at Adidas in, like, a meeting.
Yeah.
Wasn't he showing them, like, porn or something?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Something crazy.
What kind of porn was it? Do you know?
No. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so fucking. When have you ever seen a celebrity or someone with this much attention and eyes on him act like this?
Never.
Like, you literally never. And it's almost as if it's so unbelievable that I'm like, is it PR? But then I'm also like, I mean, I do not think that. No matter if it is whatever the rhyme or reason as to why he's doing this or why this is happening, fucked up. Doesn't matter. Yeah. But it's so fucked up that I'm like, how is this possible?
Like, how is he doing this?
Is he the only one with his Instagram password? Like, does he have not to go through anyone to post stuff and to say stuff? Like, there's publicists and, like, the Kardashians. Like, I don't know.
Kim K spoke on his actions too. She said that, well, she didn't, like, say him specifically, but she was saying, like, any anti-Semitic remarks are, like, not acceptable. Yeah. You know, her whole family said that shit. Yeah. Good. But yeah, he also said, I can't be anti-Semitic because I'm a Jew also, because I'm black, or something like that. And so there's, like, this argument. I might be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure I'm on the dot with it. But there's this argument that there's a lot of black people that say they're the real Jewish people, and Africa is, like, the real promised land, not Israel. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's where he's coming from. I don't know if that's where he's coming from.
Okay,
but
I see what you're saying.
But I think that's a belief. This wine is fire.
I know, this wine is so good.
I just saw Carla falling in love with this wine.
I know, it's like,
Yeah, I honestly didn't really read that much of it, but all I saw was that he made those remarks and Adidas was going to drop in. But I saw all I needed to know because I'm like, I know you're fucking crazy.
I don't think he's crazy.
Okay, actually, you know what? I digress. I do not like calling people crazy in a literal term.
I don't think he's crazy.
He's not crazy, but if he thinks it or if he doesn't, whatever he's doing, he's not a good person. He's not a good person. Whether it is for any rhyme or reason, he is hurting people, and he is also putting people at risk of, like, it's
so sad because also, like, you know, there's that one song you know, J. Cole made a song of like, you're like heroes becoming like the false idols, I think the song was called, or something. And it was like when your grades become like nothing or something like that. And I'm pretty sure he was talking about Kanye. And like it's just been a really big, huge like downhill like battle with Kanye. And like he always like explains himself, but then he keeps doing these like crazy things that like alienates himself, you know. And it's like also he does struggle from mental health like problems, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not a small thing, that's like a huge factor into all this, you know.
Right.
He's whether or not he's bipolar, you know, he definitely is like going through it, you know.
I can see like how so many downfalls can affect someone, but there have been people that have gone through much worse, and like I'm not invalidating him and saying what he has gone through is like nothing, but
there's no excuse for what he said.
There's no excuse for what he's doing or what he has done or what he did. There has been people that literally have gone through like 10 times worse stuff, and they get help, they work around whatever they went through the right way, and that has only motivated them to be better or to do better or to help people, you know. So it's like, yeah, that sucks, and I feel really bad for him because this is all that he is going through and did go through sucks, but it's like that's no excuse for those actions. It's a little
a wee bit, yeah.
A wee bit crazy, you know, like
at the end of the day,
it's just inappropriate.
I love Kanye, and I hope things get better, because it's like, I don't know, you can't be out here like wilding like that.
No.
He has 19 million followers on Instagram. There's like, I think the amount of Jews is either in the US or all over 14 million.
Wait, 14 million Jews?
He has 19 million followers.
And there's 14 million Jews in the US, you said?
Yeah, I don't know what the if that number is coming from like national or
gotcha.
whatever, but
I think there's definitely more than 14 million Jews in the world though. Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw
damn, that's crazy.
Stop telling people to stop talking about what Kanye West said about Jewish people. Kanye West has 18 million followers on Instagram, just one platform. There are 14.1 million Jewish people left in the world.
I don't know if that's
fucking terrifying. That's fucking terrifying. Don't tell people to shut the fuck up, because hateful people are using Kanye West as some Trojan horse megaphone, because there's nothing hateful people love more than seeing the kind of people that they fucking hate talk about how much they hate themselves, because that's really what's going on here. This is a lot of self-hatred, and I don't know why Kanye West is so used to being taken advantage of that he's just accepted it and trying to see how far it goes. Or maybe the man wants to be miserable. Maybe he's so used to conflict, he'd rather have constant conflict than ever know what happiness is in case it's taken away from him again. Also, he's been famous for...
Dude,
crazy.
It's true.
Is that Hello Taffy?
I thought that was the amount that was in the United States, but really there's 14 million Jews in the world, which is only 0.2% of the population.
And 18 million people follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, that's fucking
like
crazy.
That is a
damn, I didn't know
huge platform. Like,
yeah,
it's exactly like she said, the Trojan horse to hate against that group of like, it's so wrong
even people
in
that
so many ways. Not only believing that and thinking that, but spreading it and utilizing his platform to say that shit. Like, it goes even beyond it being fucked up that you think that.
Even people that don't like Kanye West could see that as a door to hate on Jewish people and be like, oh, well, Kanye said that, so it's okay. It's when like it's like, it's not. And that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking wild. Anti-Semitism is a lot more common than people think, though, which is why it's actually this big of a problem.
A really, really long time ago, someone spray painted a swastika on my neighbor's garage.
That's pretty wild. No, it's really fucking common. I don't think people actually like think about that.
In a very prominently Jewish area in Chicago over the summer on July 4th. Like,
there was like a bomb threat at like my temple over here. There was like one time there was a family that went to France, and in France they're like pretty anti-Semitic.
Really?
They're in Spain. Okay. Maybe it was in Spain. They were in Spain, and they're trying to book like a hotel, and because they had such a Jewish name, they were like, no, we don't have any rooms. And then they asked their friend, whose name was like David or something, I don't even know, that name wasn't as Jewish, to book a room, and they gave him a room. Yeah, it's like fucking, it's weird how like there's like actual like shit like that happens, you know. And that was like one of our neighbors that like fucking went, you know.
That's crazy.
It's so wild too, because you think that at the point and the time that we are, like 2022, that we would have come further.
Progressed.
I mean, we have progressed a good amount.
Hella.
But in that scenario and being discriminated against, sometimes you don't even know.
Yeah.
And if they wouldn't have told their friend to call and ask, they wouldn't have known, and they would have just thought that there was no rooms available, and they wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
But so it's like walking up among us all the time, and you just don't know it.
Right, there was videos that I would see where this like this Jewish guy, he would dress obviously like very, you know, with like the white shirt, the little fucking stringy things, they're called tzitzit. And he would have a yarmulke on and whatever, and he'd walk through France or Spain, I don't know which one it was, but he'd walk through, and like he'd hold like a selfie stick in front of him, and he'd just walk on the street, and people were like, instead of catcalling, they were like saying fucked up shit to him,
like fuck you.
Yeah, and just like, and then people were like spitting on him. No, like it's an actual, like, I wish I could find the video. I saw it like years ago.
I don't understand how people can carry so much like hatred in their hearts, because it's like, yeah, you're not gonna like everyone. Like, I'm not saying be fucking racist, but it's like, even if you don't like someone.
But what's crazy is I grew up in Jew school learning that people hated us for no reason. Like, I grew up
like, what's the fucking,
learning
what was the reason.
Yeah.
Like,
and I don't know if this is like the same for like everybody else, but I always grew up learning that, where it's like, we're gonna be hated for no reason all the time. Throughout history, it's just been like that, you know what I'm saying? We learn in the Torah, and we learn like throughout history that like people have always just targeted the Jews for some fucking reason. And it always seems to be the case, you know, which is like, it's not something that I want to believe, but it's something that keeps like coming up, and I'm like, damn, is that just a thing?
It's definitely a thing that like happens with minorities too,
for sure.
That's why I'm like, why can't people control their emotions? One, like, okay, if you're like racist towards a certain group, like fucking, I don't, like, obviously it's not okay to be racist to begin with, but it's like, why do you have to be so rude if that person's not even like doing anything to you? Like, because sometimes, a lot of the times, it's generational. That's why people are racist, because their grandparents didn't like this minority, or like whatever the fuck it might have been. But it's like, when I worked at the mall, I experienced racism because I fucking spoke Spanish, and I was like, the fuck, like, what, like, I wasn't even
Florida.
And it's like, I wasn't even talking, and that's what I'm saying, like, sometimes it happens with like, because like that's how they grew up, like, people don't know other than to hate a certain group of people, and so I'm like, what is so bad in your life, or like what's so like wrong with your heart that you have to like go out of your way, because I'm not even talking to you, so it's like, what the fuck, like,
it's definitely it's definitely like a taught thing,
100%,
you know, like, I don't know,
I mean, I believe that like you are definitely a product of your environment.
100%.
And some people grow up in towns in the middle of buttfuck Mississippi, and 2,000 people, their high school has 70 kids, like, whatever. And if they go against it, like, they're an outlier, whatever. Past that point of getting out of your environment, that's why it's so fucking important to do that. It is your responsibility to create your own beliefs and to go further and to question things. And if you are believing something, no matter what, you should do that anyways. If you're believing something, you should ask why. You should have your reason. No matter what. A lot of people don't do that. And that's why it's like, when it's generational, they're just, I hate to say stupid, but like, why are you just believing what grandma says? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? You're not challenging yourself.
Grandma makes good food, though. You know.
But it's like that's also what the first agreement says. It's like, or the book, the 4 agreements says.
When your grandma makes good food, just believe everything that she tells you.
Well, exactly those words, quote by quote,
is in the book for the 4 agreements. So make sure you check
page
out
17. The book. No, it literally says that we as humans just believe everything that is taught to us because we're just domesticated that way. We go to school.
The first thing that you hear, do you know about that rule? So people usually tend to believe the first thing that they hear rather than the second. So if somebody tells you Carla's a liar,
Everybody gonna think I'm a liar.
You're gonna then think she's a liar. But then when somebody tells you, no, Carla actually tells the truth, you're gonna be like,
no, I heard she's a liar.
Because the first thing that you hear is usually the one that you believe.
That's crazy it do be happening sometimes.
It do be happening.
But sometimes I'm like, no, I want... Bro.
You're like, people calling you a liar, or you believe in the second option?
No, well, I used to... No, I used to believe in the first thing quite a lot. And I'd be the type of girl that was like, oh, my friend hates this bitch, me too. Like, honestly, for no reason.
I am that bitch.
For no reason, I would do that. But now I'm like, she has done nothing to me.
Right.
Like, I still ride for my girls. Trust. But it's like, if it's something that's like so out of, like, there's no reason why this girl's being hated on or like whatever, I'm like, let me make my own judgment.
I want to speak on that.
I agree. Like, if it's something super petty, like not big, they didn't like fuck your shit up, like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to be friends with this person, but I'm also not gonna like pain myself to have to act a certain way. I'm just gonna be myself, like, whatever. You're gonna have to be okay with it. Like, I'm sorry you guys didn't get along. Like, there's always that one friend that is like, no, you can't, like,
well, if my friend
I hate
purposely
someone, you can't hate someone.
Well, no, if my friend's like purposely being like, I really don't like this girl, like, I don't know. It depends. I think it's definitely situational.
For sure.
But I still want to make my own judgment. You know what I mean?
100%.
But it's also like, for me, I want to make my own judgment, but to make my own judgment, I have to like go out of my way to make that judgment. So it's like, unless it falls in my lap and I run into this person or whatever, like, fuck them.
You just believe.
Like, I don't know.
First thing that you hear.
I don't know. It's not that even that I believe it. It's that I don't care enough to
like disprove it.
Get a second opinion on this person. Like,
for sure.
I have no opinion. I just don't want to make one.
I was a victim to that for a really long time.
I didn't mean to laugh.
When I so like a lot of the times, and like when people tell me stories about their fucking past relationships, oh my god, please use your own judgment. Like, there's so many people who just paint pictures because they loved this person and now they hate this person, right? So what the fuck do you think they're gonna fucking say, right? When me and my ex would break up all the fucking time, like, we were together for a long time and we would like, whatever, we'd like break up and I would like try to like get away from her, and then I would like whatever, but then when we would get back together, her friends fucking hated me.
Why?
Right?
I hate that.
Her friends hated me, and I'm like, what the fuck did I do to you? What the fuck? And like, her friends had this fucking,
I didn't break your heart.
Her friends fucking had this image of me because my ex went to them and said, oh, he did this and that, or oh, he, like, she would basically villainize me. And
so she's villainizing you to validate her own feelings.
Whether
she's gonna say whatever she needs to say for her friends to be like, yeah, fuck him. So you're right. Why the fuck? Like, but then I'm sorry you're sad.
But then she would come back and be like, be with me, and then I'd be like, what the fuck do you want? You know?
A lot of the times people talk out of emotion. They don't know how to control their emotion and be like, I need to take a breather. And then you guys got into a fight. Immediately she would probably text her friends and be like, fuck him, he did this, or blah blah blah, we're fighting over this. And then obviously that's gonna put a bad taste in the friend's mouth, you know what I mean? But it's like, when you can breathe and talk with your partner first before like fucking spewing everything to your friends, obviously they're gonna have a tinted image.
It's so unhealthy to like, as soon as you get into a fight with your significant other, go and tell your friends.
No,
it's so unhealthy, because as soon as that happens, it's like, then your friends are gonna have this whole picture that you painted, right? And they're gonna be like, yo, this person's literally the devil. You know?
I mean, we've all done it. I'm guilty. I've in the past, I've been like, I need to talk to someone, and who's gonna be there? My best friends. Like, it's not like I never do it, but it's like, what I found to be more successful is figure it out first, and then you can ask for advice
for yourself, and like your friends, and then like knowing everything. Like, no one has to know everything about your relationship, but it's also too, it's so important to learn, like, when you can feel your reaction and your feeling to whatever triggered that is fucking fair. Like, that's fine, you know? But to speak and like verbalize that feeling is so different, because it's not what happened. it's just how you feel.
Yeah.
And they're two different things.
And it's not fair because
And,
like
like-
when they would tell her, when she would tell them your story, it's like they don't have your side.
Yeah.
So it's like that's not even
they
fair.
They wouldn't have my side, and so they think that I'm just this piece of shit who abuses her and talks shit
Holy
about her and all this shit.
fuck.
And like I don't even fucking like I'm the nicest fucking person. Like yeah, we got into arguments and whatever, but I'm like, there's no reason I should be walking into a room and everyone's like fucking tension. I'm like, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah, because then it just makes things awkward. Like
And
especially.
then I would talk to her about it, and I'd be like, did you like say something to him? Like, why are they acting weird towards me? And then we'd get down to the point where I'm like, okay, so you did talk shit, and then
Yeah.
this is why your friends hate me, and then you want to bring me around them and make sure that they like me again, but you just talked shit about me.
And it's like they'll get mad at
literally
you.
a week ago.
And then she'll get mad if you don't want to hang out when
Right,
they're all
exactly.
hanging out
And
when
so
it's like
it was just
awkward
a
as
cycle
fuck.
of fucking like,
Yeah, no.
just
Yeah, I think that there's
Horrible.
like the two issues there are, one, her saying enough and like what she needs to say for them to hate you that fucking much to when you
Mhm.
walk in a room to like
yeah,
not
I
say
don't even
anything.
know what she said.
But also too, the problem also resides in her fucking friends, because I know that my friends have told me stuff about their people
Yeah.
that I'm just like,
Yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah, like don't take it
But, like,
personal.
I love and support my friend, and
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm not going to. They came for me to be an ear and to have that support. Like,
yeah.
There's nothing you
one,
can do.
the only way that you can have that, like your friends tell you stuff and me still be like, it's okay to feel that way, is
Yeah.
to not act like what they did.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But like, it's a no judgment zone, and then your friends acting like that, like it's making it uncomfortable for your friend. You're putting your friend in a weird position,
Mhm.
and that other person.
Yeah.
So it's like you're not actually really riding for your friend.
Yeah.
Because your friend decided to get back with this person or continue to stay with them,
Yeah.
and then you're making their partner not want to hang out with you.
It's
Yeah.
such
Or,
a-
like it's just you're.
It's such a
At the
bad
end of the sorry. At the end of the day, love, it's
the end
like
of
you
the
could be
day.
a good ear to your friend and that's it. Because
Yeah.
guess what? No matter how much they trust you, no matter how much you think you have an opinion on your friend's decisions, they're gonna do whatever the fuck they want at the end of the day. And it's like, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want when I tell my friends about my relationship, because guess who's in it? I am. And at the end of the day, whether
I am.
So it's like at the end of the
I'm
day,
still hype.
yeah, we're just gonna do whatever the fuck we want.
If you
That's
have
so
a
true.
friend,
You know what I
if you have
mean?
a friend who talks shit, and then they get back together, and then she talks shit again, and then they get back together, you just need to be cautious about what you hear from this person.
Yeah, I feel like it's very important to, like Carla said, just be an ear for your friends. I know that in the past, like in high school, when my friends would always come to me to talk about their shitty boyfriend and then go back with him, and I would give them all this advice. Like, why the fuck aren't you listening to me? And make
And
me
they
so mad.
never
It's
take your
And I
exhausting.
would get
advice.
so mad. And I finally came to a point where I was like, I can be an ear. I can offer advice, but no matter what, it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
They're going to do what they want. Like, that's it. Whatever feels good to them, they're going to do.
Mhm.
When they're going to make the decision, it's going to be on them, and trust that they will.
Yeah.
Like, and don't do anything for me. You know what I mean? But no, and like have that friendship where it's like, yes, you can always come to me. I'll be your ride or die. Like, I'm going to tell you not to do something. And if you do it, you can come back to me and be like, I did it and I'm sad, you know? And
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah.
And like, that's where it should be, because that's when you are able to be honest with your friends.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When you have that like line where it's like, I'm not going to be mad at you if you give me advice, and then like don't take it.
Right.
but
You guys,
yeah.
you guys feel like we're going to World War III?
I feel like I feel like I'm so happy only because this wine is so good, which we should review it, but also because guess what? It's my birthday Friday.
Hey.
It is your birthday
It's her
Friday.
birthday Friday, so everybody say happy birthday. And
Everybody say happy birthday in the comments, please. Thank you very much. Do you want to review this wine? You got it, love.
yeah, sure.
Thanks.
Should I read it?
Accent only.
Yeah, you're good at that.
Wait, it's a cab. It's Cabernet Sauvignon.
I love it.
Carmenet traces back to the Bordeaux wine region in France as an archaic name of a variety used in some traditional Bordeaux blends. In a traditional Bordeaux style, Carmenet Winery Cabernet Sauvignon is a full-bodied wine that displays complex aromas and flavors. Perfect for any occasion, this wine can be enjoyed now or salad for future enjoyment.
Enjoyment.
That was beautiful.
Guys, can you believe
I love
okay, first.
Government warning. According to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcohol beverages during pregnancy because of the risk of birth defects. 2. Consumption of alcoholic beverages impairs your ability to drive a car.
I want to rate this 8.7.
Really? Yeah.
Very good.
I think that's a good number.
8.7.
It's a really good. It's a good one.
Do you want to know what's not a good number? 25 years old.
Couldn't be me.
Guys, I'm literally gonna be
me either.
I'm gonna be 1/4 of a fucking century. I don't know why that's actually
disgusting.
Really scares me.
All right, before she starts getting depressed, let's cut this episode short.
My review is 7.7.
7.7.
Because
decent.
That's
an overall 8.3 or something.
Would you say this tastes like a little bit like an old wine?
An old wine?
Yeah, because
Like
that's
an
what
aged
Yoel
wine?
is. An old whiny piece of shit. You said you couldn't relate? Yeah, you can because you're 27, bitch. Or wait, should I say 28?
What?
How old are you again?
I love how you think I'm 28. She literally on my birthday told everybody that I was turning 28. And I just turned 27. Like, damn. Give me another year. Like, shit. Anyways.
You might as well be 28.
That's next year, girl.
That's next. That's
year.
a whole year away.
That's next year.
If you guys want to Venmo me for my birthday, I will put my Venmo right here.
It's Yoel Sucks is her Venmo. So
and
make
if
sure
you want to
send.
Venmo me for like literally any fucking reason,
her Venmo's
is
also
right here.
Yoel Sucks. So.
But we appreciate you guys a lot. We hope that you like this episode.
I hope you like this episode. It was a little serious. It was a little deep.
It was deep, but that's what it has to be.
You know, sometimes it's got to be like that. And
yeah,
deep is good.
And fuck you. Damn, I didn't mean that.
Fuck you. I meant that.
Anti-Semitism. Goodbye.
Damn, after the Jewish thing.
You know, keep it real around here.